when I first got started, I would look at the software and it would look like I was in the cockpit of a Boeing 747 with all these buttons and gadgets, and it was very intimidating. But then when you get in and you just start learning how to do it, you'll find that you just need to dig in and learn a few basic things, and that's where everybody starts.
1, 2, 3. Dream.
The game industry changed quite a bit, actually. Back then, development teams were small. I mean, we're talking about maybe 12 people or so.
I actually started developing on the PlayStation 2. I remember anytime we checked in something into the game, we would actually have to wait 24 hours to see the result in-game after that.
If I had an idea that I wanted to get on screen, it would involve a lot of people, animators, artists, everybody, just to kind of fabricate that into something that you could play.
Projects were 9 months to a year, and now projects are like 4 years, 5 years, depending on the project.
One of the major differences between what we had 20 years ago and what we have today is the ability to really immerse the player into an environment. The tools that we have today are so much better than we had 20 years ago.
I wish I had the tools and everything, like Dreams, to be able to make my own games back then. I can't even imagine the things that I would make. I would make space games. I would make games where you can ride in a vehicle. It's amazing. It's a dream come true.
I tend to draw inspiration from a few various areas. Film, my personal experiences, whether it's travel or just some lighting that I happen to see on any given day.
For God of War, I looked at a lot of martial arts videos. Like I just go onto YouTube and just try and find anything cool for the type of move I was doing.
My goals when I started Days Gone were simply to figure out how to construct the environment in a natural way. Finding that line of playability and presentation is always a big challenge.
The big action movies, the big action sequences for games, like we want to make something that is completely memorable.
The first thing to do when you're building a level is to recognize what the pillar or the purpose of this level is.
What do you want the viewer or the player to focus on or look at? I like to start with my shapes and then move into color and then finally lighting.
Once you've nailed down the thing that you want to convey, then you can start building the whole level around that.
Every time you iterate, every time you work on something, it gets a little bit better each time. That's a requirement for game design.
Don't be afraid to try something and fail or have it not work. That's part of it. You don't have to know what good looks like. You just need to make it better, and you do that 1,000 times in a row, and eventually, with enough perseverance, you will get there. The living paint mechanics are a perfect example of that for us. We had multiple different versions of them, multiple different styles and takes on it. It wasn't until we could really harness the player's own input and gesture and actually take the strokes that they make and embellish them into something beautiful that it really kind of locked down and cemented the whole game in place.
You're making a game for people to enjoy, and you're not making real life. If you take something like a forest scene where you have a lot of rocks and trees that are have fallen down and there's just rubble everywhere, and then you say, now go ride a motorcycle through it, that would be impossible to do. And so we had to clean up a lot of that stuff and try to retain the look and the things that make a forest feel like a forest while still keeping it clean and playable.
When Kratos and Atreus first come up with their first set of bandits, and this fight scene led directly into a cinematic, we realized that we needed to have different enemy types you couldn't move to. By putting pillars in the way, we close off line of sight. So that way we knew the player had to kind of stay in this kind of range. And those were things that we had no idea on paper, and we didn't find out till we started iterating on it.
Everyone goes into Dreams and they think that they're an artist, or they think that they're an animator, or they think they're a musician. And the beautiful thing about Dreams is it's all of those tools in one place. And I think it'll surprise people when they think that they're a musician and they find they're really good at art, or the other way around.
Dreams is going to have a great impact on the games industry because it allows the consumers to be creatives.
It will hopefully help inspire people to be designers or content creators.
It's going to open the door to showing people who aren't part of the industry what it takes to make a game.
You've got all of the tools that you need to make professional quality games, music and films. And all you need is a PlayStation 4 and a controller.
I'm the art director at Insomniac Games.
Design manager here at Ben Studio.
Senior animator at Santa Monica Studio.
Principal environment artist at Ben Studio.
Design director at Insomniac Games.
Designer at Media Molecule.
Environment team lead at Ben Studio.
Creative director of Pixel Opus.
Senior narrative designer at Ben Studio.
Senior level designer at Santa Monica Studio.
Art director at Naughty Dog.
Creative director at Media Molecule.
I can't wait
To see what you create.
In dreams.
PlayStation